All right, what's up, guys? All right, so I have a special episode tonight. I've been doing a lot of athletes as I very often to getting into more of like the business and entrepreneurs. I definitely want to start with somebody that I am a huge fan of. His work is next to none. Definitely, I say the top videographer, content creator, photographer, just creative in the state of Alabama for sure, but I think just in the South as a whole. This is Two Live Q.
I appreciate it, man. I would owe it to you.
Man, it's been a minute. It's been a journey. I've been watching you, from the jump. And your brand has evolved and kept leveling up like every single month. I want to say year. Like every
Yeah.
month, it's like you come with something a little bit more creative. So I'm definitely a fan.
No, I appreciate it, man. It all started with you, really. We went
I
back,
remember.
about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
And that's crazy. We're gonna get into that, but that's crazy that because the work you did even that weekend, you wouldn't believe that was like your first time doing it.
All
Because
right.
that was like because that video was wild. But that video caught fire.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So let's start at the very beginning though. Let's get to know a little bit more about you.
Uh,
Um, so how did you, how were you like growing up? Like what were you into when you were growing up? Were you always into photography, or was it more something else when you were coming up?
Growing up, I didn't know nothing about photography. I just love sports. I love basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport.
Yeah.
I had that dream of being an NBA player, and then
Yeah.
kind of realized, you can't. I just thought growing up you could just kind of pick your height. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll be
Pretty
six
much.
three. You know what I'm saying? 6'4". I'll
Yeah.
do that, but that didn't work out for me. And then kind of changed when everything kind of changed for me when I kind of realized in middle school I wasn't gonna be able to play like next level college or pro. So
Yeah.
then I remember as a freshman, this is kind of dating me, but I went on georgiascout.com. It's an old website. You used to be able to look up your guys, like look up who's
Remember.
in your class.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I used to look up. I remember, like I still remember to this day, number one player in the state in my high school class was Trey Golden. If a lot of people remember that, he went to
I
McEachern,
remember.
went to
Yeah.
Tennessee, then transferred to Georgia State. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I remember doing scouting guys. I used to scout guys when I was in high school playing football and basketball, so I kind of knew people already. So I guess
Yeah.
that was guess my first kind of guess scouting or looking into guys and studying. So after that, I went to college, went to Jacksonville State in Alabama, and I knew a couple guys was shooting. We did a radio show together.
Okay.
We did that stuff, and then we also shot high school sports around Northeast Alabama. So
Okay.
the Glencoe, Sachs, uh, Oxford, all Childersburg, all Northeast Alabama. That's kind of where I started shooting high school sports. And I kind
Yeah.
of realized then, I was like, man, this is probably as close I'm going to get, but I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to stay close to that. So when I took a job in Huntsville at a TV station, I started shooting sports a little bit, helping out my sports director at the time, Carl Prather.
Yeah.
And I just, from then on, I used to record stuff and send to him. But then I was like, man, I just want to edit and start working on my own stuff. So then I started posting it. And the first guy I shot was a JC James Clemens in Athens game. I shot Gio Lopez, and he threw a pass to Tyree Walker, and that kind of blew up.
Yeah.
And then he was like, man, you pretty good at this. I was like, yeah, I didn't realize I was as good at this. And then after that, I just said, man, let me just keep doing it. So even when I was on the clock, I would edit my shows because I was an editor at the TV station. I would edit my shows, and then after that, I would do my work on the side. And so I wouldn't go
Yeah.
sleep till 10, I wouldn't go sleep till 12, 1 o'clock. So
That's
that's
what's
kind of
up.
where it all started.
Hey, that work paid off, man. Like I look at your like the way you do your content. There's a lot of sports content creators out there,
Always.
especially now. I feel like once, and that's kind of the route now. Like if you once you stop playing sports, you either go into coaching or scouting or content creation.
Yep.
With social media being so big, but what sets you apart is one, the clarity of all your work. When you see something from Two Live Q, you know it's going to be clear. It's going to
Yep.
be, you know, really good quality. But then
Absolutely.
also you kind of tell stories with your stuff. You're not
Absolutely.
just putting out any and every single thing. Like, content creators, I think they just throw out every single clip they can to try to get
Yep.
their attention. You
Right.
have, you kind of see the story you're trying to tell with everything. So I think that draws people in because you don't just take an athlete and say, "Oh, he's popular. Let me go throw a clip of him out there right quick." Like you take that athlete and you kind of tell that whole story of that game through that
Absolutely.
athlete. And so that's dope that I think that you do that, you know, and that speaks to your creativity though, you know. So before, so when I hit you up to come to Tuscaloosa with us, were you
Yeah.
already you were working for Grissom then, or had you not started yet?
Nah, I wasn't. I was somewhat in like just working with, just talking to him and stuff like that, but I wasn't really contractually, contract signed and all that. But I knew the guys, and I just kind of just grew up with them, kind of learned
Yeah,
about them, and then I remember we talked. I think it was at a Madison Academy play day. He was like, "You're looking for somebody,"
yeah,
and I was like, "I've
yeah,
never traveled," so I was like, "Man, but I love to do it." And I remember I don't know if I told you this part, but I remember I was shooting a station camera, like a TV station camera. So,
yeah,
but then I was like, man, I want to be like them other videographers. So then I hit up my boy the night before we were supposed to leave. I was like, hey man, I need to borrow your camera. I got to shoot some high level stuff at Alabama. So he
yeah,
gave me the camera, but then I was like, dude, I don't know how to work it. So he was trying to go over it the night before. He trying to teach me how to work a camera. I didn't know how to
yeah,
work that camera at all. I was like, man, I'm gonna
man,
wing it. So then
yeah,
I was like, okay. So then I was like, okay, I can't play around with it because I'm like, this is a big project for you. So I was like, okay, let me just take pictures. I knew I took pictures, so I took pictures on
yeah,
that camera, and then I put up my station camera for the games. So
yeah,
I was just kind of just swapping between cameras. It was just like it's just crazy. So yeah,
yeah. Hey, I didn't know no different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you were definitely very professional. You know, and that helped us out. I think I think that brought attention to the team. You know, we had
absolutely.
RJ with us, so of course, Petway and everybody was interested in watching RJ in person.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like seeing you on the sidelines, seeing you recording, and then now that I know, you're over there switching out cameras and all that. So
Yeah,
I think you really brought a lot of eyes, you know, to us because
yeah,
people. That's what
absolutely.
kids want. They want to be recorded, and so the kids are probably looking like, who's that or who he with? Why
Yeah.
he ain't recording us? So it definitely helped us out. 'Cause we had a lot of
Yeah.
attention. You know, we
Oh
uh,
yeah.
we did a lot of walking, a lot of moving, but
A lot of walking. I remember a
yeah,
lot of all around campus. You
yeah,
gave us you gave us a tour, man. I appreciate it.
yeah. That's really what the whole project was supposed to be about, is just giving those kids an experience to see what basketball is like at the next level. Like,
Absolutely.
can I really do this? Do I really want this? Either it's going to ignite that fire for them, or it's going to let them know they need to go a different direction. So,
Absolutely.
I always appreciate, you coming with us on that, because like I said, watching you, I'm inspired every single time I see you post.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Appreciate it.
man, I gotta get back, on the grind. Like, you out here killing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But,
man. You took a chance on me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'll forever be in debt for it. I appreciate it. So,
uh,
that was everybody was like, what's he doing? So that helped us both. So I
yeah,
appreciate it always.
for sure. So after that, I know you started working with Grissom, the content for
Yeah.
Grissom. I think you literally have made every single team in the area, in the state, really start really kind of up their social media game.
Right.
Like when you watch Grissom, their social media, the graphics,
Mhm.
like that's like the first team you really seen start to do that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And now everybody's doing it. Everybody's trying to hire a social media person. So,
Yeah.
like, do you recognize that in yourself? Like, did you see that kind of happening after you started working with Grissom?
Honestly, not really. Like I was just like, I just wanted to put on for guys that put on for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just started seeing other teams doing it, and I was like, that's cool. Like I was open to working with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about like they're trying to bite off us or anything. Like, I was just like, I knew growing up I wanted somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember
Yeah.
going back and growing up in Atlanta with Fox 5, and having High Five Sports, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Ken Rodriguez and those guys. I remember I used to want them to come to my school all the time, and I just wanted somebody I could reach out to and say, hey, man, come check us out. Like, you look pretty good, and, put up highlights, or if we
Yeah.
got a guy that's underrated, you know what I'm saying, that's not getting recruited, hey, we got a cold dude out here. You know what I'm saying? It was just hard to get that. And then for me to do that, and like when I first started, it didn't matter where I went. You know what I'm saying? I did Grissom. That's what helped me put me on the map. But I mean, I went to anywhere. It didn't really matter. I've been to Decatur Heritage. I've been like I said, I've been to Saks. I've been to
Yeah.
Central Florence High School. I mean, it really didn't matter. Like I was trying to go wherever ball was.
Yeah.
So it didn't really matter. But like I said, Grissom really helped me, and I always feel them as like a family. I'm always gonna put on for those guys because I mean that's just who started with. But I mean, it really don't matter, who's what school's doing it. I'm always here to help. Like I said, my motto was always to be your community sports center. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean,
Yeah,
everybody can do like top coverage, like local TV does 30 seconds stuff like that. But like you want to tell the stories of different schools and different cultures and different communities, and like
yeah,
doing just expanding to like no matter 1A all the way to 7A or you know middle school. You know what I'm saying? Just helping kids out, giving them light. You know what I'm saying? And giving them
yeah,
exposure and letting them know that somebody's watching. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what could be next for you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just give you memories that you'll last forever. That's kind of what I'm big
Absolutely,
on.
absolutely. Giving them memories, and I think also, like you said, you don't know who's watching. You probably kind of flipping the switch in a lot of these kids' heads, giving them that film. A lot of them don't have film packages, so it's like and that's what you really need, especially now since COVID. Coaches
Yeah,
aren't really coming out like that anymore, so you got to have film to put on Twitter and put on social media. So you giving them that first piece of film. Now they're like, okay, I got to keep going. Like now I'm
yeah,
excited about it. I like how this look. I look tough. Like now I want more
yeah.
film. You know what I'm saying? Now they
Right.
dripping out a little bit more. They playing a little bit harder. I
Yeah,
think like you said, you're giving kids in certain communities an opportunity to be seen that aren't normally seen. Because you go
absolutely.
out there to your page and you look at the film and you're like, oh, that's dope. But then you look down there and you're tagging them. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah,
giving credit to the
always.
athletes that are in the film. So you're giving these kids an opportunity to be seen. And that's bigger than just you. That's bigger than the camera. That's changing
Absolutely.
households. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you for a fact, just listening to kids that, you know, play the game, they love that camera. They love the
Oh,
camera.
that's it.
They want to be
Always.
the camera. So you're changing households. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
Yeah.
making kids want to do right so they can be on that court, so they can be on that field, so they can be on that camera. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
got you.
you're doing a lot more than just the bare minimum. Because like you said, you are telling those stories. So I salute you for that. And so we'll jump into. So you got Grissom. I know you like you said you go everywhere. I know you're doing some stuff with Hoover because you went down to like the state finals.
Yeah,
So
always.
this
Yeah,
is
stay
what
back.
your third year going down there.
I think third or fourth. I think maybe fourth. I think
Third,
fourth.
fourth.
Third or fourth.
So how was that experience? Like how was that being down there recording those games?
Man, well, I guess I'll go back a little bit. I always tell people my favorite time of the year is regionals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you go. I told you I love basketball. Like I told people I could if my camera broke today, I would go to regional and just watch ball still. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
A lot of people would hate it, but I would love it still because they'd be like,
yeah,
man, you ain't shooting. But I just want to see good ball. You know what I'm saying? When you tell me that there's a gym that's gonna have playoff basketball from 9 a.m. to basically 9 p.m., I'm
yeah,
there for it. You know what I'm saying? From 1A to Class 7A.
yeah,
That's my best experience. Like the atmospheres, and I'm thinking like if we go back like you said, like speaking of the state championship with Hoover, go back to like just this year in Jacksonville State when you
yeah,
had you had back to back games where you had Gaston City and Oxford, which was like probably the loudest atmosphere I've been in Jacksonville State history.
yeah,
And then you turn around, you come back, and you give me Hoover and Huntsville after that on the
yeah,
same day. Man, come on, like
yeah.
that's good ball. And then you got
Yeah.
girls basketball. You got Albertville
Yes.
and Hoover. You know what I'm saying? Man, you couldn't beat that. That
Yeah.
was like 6 hours of great basketball.
Yeah.
Like
You're not
and
lying.
just
Yeah.
shooting at the atmosphere, man. Like you just stuff like that. And then you get like you said, get to state. You know what I'm saying? State's always a great thing. You see, I always
Yeah.
tell people like you want more odds on you get to state because you don't know what coach is going to be there. You don't know
Yeah.
who knows the coach. I mean, it's almost it's like a huge like celebration of the overall season. So
Yeah.
it's a great experience and seeing who's going to be a state champion and then who's going to tell the story. Like going back and looking at like Jalen Chandler dropping 40 in the semifinals against Fairhope was
Crazy.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I told anybody I was like, if he do it again against Hoover, he's not going JUCO. Somebody's going to find him and say, okay, he played against Dwayne Brown, he played against Salim London. I think he's D1 if he did it again. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's the atmosphere, it's the stories, it's this overall, just the overall, just the storytelling of the state basketball. That's probably
Yeah.
nothing better than that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like that. To see those kids rise to that occasion
Yep.
every year. Like you said, like
Awesome.
sitting in there watching those games and see these kids become, you know, a different player. You know what I'm saying? You step
Yep.
up to that moment, like you said, with Jalen scoring 40, he became a different player in that
Absolutely.
moment. You know what I'm saying? Like getting the ball in his hand, calling for the ball, wanting the ball. Like
Hmm.
you seen him become a different player. You know, getting to
Yeah,
see
and
these
being
kids.
doubted. Yeah, being
That's
doubted.
crazy.
Like people thought that I remember I talked to him in the press conference. I was like, Jalen, well, a lot of people think that you're a 1A champion, but they're like it's 7A, and he go
Yeah,
out to 7A and give him 41. Like you can't
yeah,
take that from him. Like you said, he was motivated, and that's the story you like to tell. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just stuff like that. Like he was motivated, even though he's a state champ. Still
yeah,
has something to prove to people because people thought 1A is little boy ball. So then he
yeah.
gets up the big boy ball, and he still proves he can hoop. It don't matter what classification he's in. He's a hooper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if he would have did that against Dwayne, I don't know where he would be going right now. No,
D1. He'd be
he's
D1.
no,
Facts.
like that would have been because he already had a lot of eyes, and that in the story
Oh
that
yeah.
people were telling, that's all you heard. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do?
Hmm.
Like people were just waiting, and that's a lot of
Absolutely.
pressure though. The thing about it, I gotta go out there and perform again, and now everything's on the line. Everybody's looking at me. All the attention's on me. Even
Yep.
Dwayne Brown's looking at me. So it's like, God,
He on the
dog.
scout report. Yep. He on the
Yeah.
scout report. Yep.
So that was a big moment, and you were there for every. And I don't see how you can do it though. Like honestly, if I'm in that atmosphere, I don't think I remember to pick my camera up. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
be sitting there.
There's some moments now. I miss a couple.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I forget.
Yeah.
I'm caught up in the moment, but I'm like, man, let me keep shooting, man. This is you can't miss this. Like, cause I can go back and watch them, like, cause I remember like even the Gaston City and Paul Bryant game. I was like, man, when Devin hit the three to put him up, I
Yeah.
was like, man, if he does this again, I was like, he might have the greatest run I've ever seen. And I mean, I ain't
Yeah.
been there long, but he's had the greatest run. And I
Yeah.
remember seeing that moment. I was like, because I've known Devin when I first started, when I was
Yeah.
in Jacksonville. I remember seeing them at Jacksonville High School. So that was just seeing that stuff like that. I was like, man, if he could do it again, it'd be special. So it
Yeah.
was great. It was great watching all that stuff.
Yeah. So you've seen. So you've been doing this. This is what 5 years, 4 years now.
Yeah, you can think about 20 or 21. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years. 2021.
4 years.
I think I technically started.
So a lot of these kids were freshmen when you started. So
Yeah.
how has that been kind of to tell these stories, especially like the kids like Ed Grissom, RJ,
Mm-hmm.
Butter,
Mm-hmm.
Izzy, to watch them grow from freshmen all the way, to graduating, and then you got Jordy coming out behind and Javon.
Yeah,
Like, how has
Javon.
that been a part of that experience? To know that your camera captured their whole high school career.
Man, it's been fun, man, and I always go back and look at some of the clips every once in a while of seeing all of them play. I was
Yeah,
just watching some highlights from Izzy. I always see RJ. I think about Butters, big time shots. It's been fun, man. I honestly like a lot of people think like I put them on, but they put me on. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I was on a journey. I was on a journey with them, and like I talk to them all the time still, and you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not even about basketball. Like me and Butter, Bella, he's a communication major. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I was a common graduate. So, I
yeah,
tell him, you can contact me about, college and school, man. Like, I did an interview with him, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And then, RJ's a goofy kid. You already know how he is, you know what I'm saying? And me and Izzy are like, we just talk about life in general. So, I mean, the basketball brought us introduced each other. But, I
yeah,
mean, those are guys I told them they can call me from sun up to sundown if they need me for whatever, ball or non-ball, on or off the court, I'm there for them. So,
yeah,
those guys, I always worry about them. I mean, Justin McCall, Brendan Martin, I mean, DJ Thompson, you know what I'm saying? It don't really matter. It didn't matter about stars. It was just whoever I was connected with, you know what I'm saying? Those are my guys forever, you know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
always appreciate them, just our friendship and the fellowship we've had that, we've grown over the years. That's the greatest thing, just building the relationships and be able to talk to them and see them, grow up and get high school degrees. And then the minute I'm about to see them graduate college would be
that's
wild.
crazy.
So
That's
I mean, I'm,
crazy.
I'm excited to see. I just like to see those guys grow up, man. It's just
Yeah,
they come back to the high school and we talk and just just reminisce and talk about what could we help get you to the if you knew earlier, or I'm like, welcome to my side, you know what I'm saying? Now welcome to
yeah,
ump status. So it's
yeah,
cool, man.
yeah,
I always it's always been a journey with them.
yeah. It was fun to watch. Just seeing the transition on the court, but then also just seeing them outside the court. When they come do Vertimax and different stuff, and
Yep.
like just watching them find out about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see them growing, and you think back to when we were younger. It's like you don't really remember it for yourself, but then you see them going through, and it's like, man,
Yeah.
like you said, to get to that unk status is wild, and then to watch these kids now about to be in their 20s,
Right.
this is absolutely insane. And for you, your camera has put you in buildings.
Yes.
And it's going to continue now. As I'm watching you, that's why before we got on, I was telling you just did something with Obama, didn't you? I'll be like I'm funny with it, but I definitely see because, like I said, your camera tells such a story. And it's different from other people. That's why, anytime that I feel like before I do anything, I always try to include you. It may not always go the way we, try to plan, but I always say, like, what can I get Q involved in? Because if I go down here, if we go to Worlds, if we go anywhere, if it's caught on camera, it needs to tell a story. Because there's so much more that goes into it than just going out there and playing basketball. Because these kids come from something. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Some come from good experiences, but a lot of them come from very rough places. In basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is their way out. Even if it's not to the major leagues or to the NFL, just to get to college. Just to be able to have a degree and to take care of their family as they get older. Your camera captures that. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that. And it's really dope. That's a talent in itself. So like you said, you didn't always, do photography, but you have a real talent behind that lens.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been awesome, man.
Yeah.
I never thought it would be like this, but I don't take it for granted, man. I always appreciate it every time and just enjoy every moment. Like I could be doing a lot of things in this world and just just going on the road with guys and shooting ball all day. And it's not just like basketball; it's football, baseball. I've I've done a little soccer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done prom pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like people
I
just
seen. Yeah.
it's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I had a guy actually hit me up and he wanted me to do a highlight reel for his wedding. And I couldn't do it. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't do it because I didn't want to mess up that moment. I didn't want to. I was like, you know what I'm saying, like sports is my thing, and I'm not one of those guys like you can just shoot anything. Like that's disrespecting. There's disrespecting other people's niches. So I didn't want to go in there and just start shooting because I'm like, I just want you to enjoy, your wedding. This is a special moment for you. If I was more now, I can show you some people, lead you to like guys that shoot weddings. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool just to get the offer. You know what I'm saying? So. I was flattered, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Oh, yeah. I think you are. I think if you ever decide to go into a different niche, but I'm glad you said that because that niche is important. You know what I'm saying? Like to hone in on one specific thing first, master that, and then, because like you said, if you go into that wedding, you don't know about weddings. You know what I'm saying? So you're going in thinking, well, I can just capture a couple videos of them together or this and that. And then you're missing out on so much stuff. You're missing out on the importance of that wedding for the bride, because that's who it's really for. So I'm glad that you saw deep enough to say, you know what, I'm not there yet. But me knowing you, I'm sure now that that's been put into your head, maybe now if you go and you kind of do more research or go, do a little bit more studying, that can be something to add. But to know what your niche is important. Especially and that translate. When I talk to these athletes, I hope they're listening right now. That translates even to just being a part of a team, knowing what your what your job is on that team.
What's your role?
Yeah, don't try to do everything. Do one thing really well, and then the rest of your team can kind of hide those weaknesses for you. But if you go out there trying to be a shooting guard and you can't shoot,
props.
So I give you props on that too. You know what I'm saying? That's smart business though, because it's nothing worse than putting out a product and everybody's like, that was horrible.
Absolutely. I take pride. I take pride in everything I do, man. It's just, and it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm representing my family and my friends, so I definitely not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's big. So what's next for you? Like, what are you? If you look to the future, what's one project that you want to do? Like, what's on your goal sheet?
Um, that's a great question. I would love to just shoot. I would love to get to the NBA, of course, and shoot the NBA. But I mean, what I really would hope is somebody I know grow up and then like as they got into the NBA. What I mean by that is like uh, everybody knows Chance with Video Boost. With Chance and Kobe, like it was
Yeah,
way before Kobe got drafted, but to see Kobe in high school to college and then the pros and then like just that overall story would be pretty cool. So I'm not putting pressure on anybody I know to go to the league, but that'd be
yeah.
cool. But I mean, I want to shoot like I'm expanding now. I think I'm gonna shoot a lot more college this year because a lot of my
Okay.
guys in college. So I'm gonna do college, and then if I get opportunity to shoot pros, that'd be awesome. I would love
Yeah,
to shoot NBA draft, NFL draft, really just expanding to where it could be just more than me, you know what I'm saying, and build a company where I can just, kind of oversee a lot of guys and just and kind of send them off to places
yeah,
where even at the bigger schools and in smaller schools. So then I'm covering my community as a whole. And I know there's
yeah,
only one me, but if I can expand it and have a group of guys and women and just shoot everything, that'd be awesome. That's probably further down the future. That's a little deeper, but
yeah.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It's gonna happen. All that's gonna happen. I'm already telling you right now. You're gonna have a draft day film coming soon. You know, you're gonna have all that because you're gonna have somebody in the NBA that I know.
Hope
Like,
so.
you're gonna
That'd be
have,
cool. I
yeah,
know a
you're gonna,
couple guys. I got a
yeah,
couple guys in my head. I think, but we'll see.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting pressure on. I wish them the best no matter what they do. So that'd
yeah,
be cool. If it's not NBA, it's NFL. That'd be
yeah,
cool. If it's baseball, you know what I'm saying? I know a
yeah.
couple baseball guys. So yeah, that'd be cool, man. That'd be cool just to see the journey from high school up to the pros.
Yeah.
What may be an amazing story to tell.
Well, the couple that I'm talking about, I'm putting pressure because they know to get big dog status. They know what they
Mm,
got to do.
I
They're gonna
got
be
you. I
big pups.
got you.
They'll be big pups for a long time. You got to get big dog status.
I
But
feel you.
I think you're gonna meet a lot more people. You're gonna meet a lot
Yep.
more kids, especially get into these college realms. You're gonna start seeing. They're gonna start seeing you. They're gonna
Mm,
start seeing the kind of product that you put out. And before you know it, I feel like you're gonna end up landing one of these, D1 Power Four
yeah.
contract jobs. You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah.
Alabamas and Auburns. One of them 6 figure. You know what I'm saying? Content
That'd be
position.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
it gotta be the right opportunity. It gotta be the right opportunity.
Yeah.
'Cause right now, I'm expanding now. Like I think a lot of people are not shooting women's basketball. You know what I'm saying? And
No.
and I've
Yeah.
been a, and I've been a huge women's basketball fan. Like I said, I was born in Knoxville, Tennessee, so I'm a Vols fan. So I'm a Pat
Yeah.
Summitt guy.
Pat
So
Summitt. Yeah.
I've always watched women's basketball. So like I said, it's not just watching ball. Like I said, I love the game of basketball. Like it don't matter male or female. Like I can sit and watch women's basketball. It's just as long
Yeah.
as if the quality's good, I'm there for it. So I'm expanding more this year to shoot more women's basketball. I've done some AAU with the girls. I'm gonna try to do more in the season. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to expand it, man. Show guys it's more than just highlights of guys. You know what I'm saying? Women
Yeah.
play ball too. So
Oh
that's a
yeah.
big thing. I'm gonna try to expand to this year too.
That'd be dope. Okay. What other sports you thinking about going into that you haven't shot yet?
I would think I was talking to a couple people. I would like to do wrestling. I think wrestling would be
Okay.
pretty cool. I think I would do soccer. I would have to get a different lens for that. But I mean, that's just really that's the only thing holding me back is shooting soccer.
Yeah.
Uh, I've done a small little bit of golf.
Okay.
I mean, it really don't. I mean, I'm open for whatever, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to study it first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then get out there and then go to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go out there and just off the whim and just try to shoot some stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm open to anything. Like I said, I'll shoot. Like people ask me, what can you shoot? And I was like, man, I probably can't shoot badminton, but we'll try.
I
You
mean,
know
I
what I'm
think you
saying? So
can.
we'll make it happen. We'll make it
Yeah.
happen. You know what I'm saying? So
You'll make it look
whatever.
real. Yeah. You make it look real aggressive. Like
Yeah,
they really
I
have
mean
to put more in there.
lacrosse would be good too. I would like to shoot
I
lacrosse.
think
I think
that'd be
lacrosse would
fun.
be awesome. That's what
Yeah.
I think mix. That's what mixes really started. A lot of people don't know that, but highlight mixes and stuff like that before it came to basketball. People was doing mixes of lacrosse, so
Yeah.
that's what kind of changed everything. So if I can get out there lacrosse, that'd be cool. So that I think would be really awesome.
That'd be dope. We don't have hockey around. Do we have a hockey team in? Is there one in
I mean,
Huntsville?
yeah, we got Havoc. You know what I'm saying? But as far as high
Okay.
school, I mean, there's some. I actually had a guy hit me up to shoot high school. Actually, I'm not going to even lie.
Okay.
Our schedules just didn't line up. I'll try to shoot it, but I've shot a little high. I've done some Havoc stuff. but I would definitely shoot some high school hockey. I think that'd be pretty cool too. That one's a little
Yeah,
difficult. I've shot that. Now keeping up with that puck is
yeah,
something serious, man.
yeah. I can't even keep up with it when I'm watching it, so I can't imagine it. That's what's up, man. Hey, man, but I want to, I always like to ask. I think you did answer a little bit of this already, but
Mhm.
if you could go back and talk to your maybe 14, 15-year-old self, knowing what you know now, what would be the message that you gave to yourself back then?
Man, I would tell him everything works out. You know what I'm saying? I would tell him your drive and your hunger to stay close to the game is gonna work. You
Yeah,
understand that you like my mom always said I want to be a hooper, but I'm in a football body. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta stay with it, man, and stay consistent. Let your drive feed you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Your mother raised you right. Never quit on anything. Be dedicated to yourself. Put God first and stay hungry and everything will work, man. Like I think that would, and I think that would be my biggest message to him. I'll just say, be you always, because
yeah.
you are enough, and people like you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? There's only one Q, so
Hey, yeah.
stay him. So that's what I would tell him.
Hey, I love that, man. I love that.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think that's a great message for not just for your 14-year-old self, but every 14-year-old that's out there now that's playing
Yeah.
and has that same mindset like you. Because when you're that age, you do think that hey, I got a long time to go. I can go
Hmm.
play at any level just because I like the game. So to have that understanding that what, if this doesn't work, there's so many other avenues. I can stay around the
Absolutely.
sport in so many different ways. So that's huge. Your story is inspiring. Your work is
Absolutely. Appreciate
inspiring.
it.
And I
Appreciate it.
hope that these kids who are interested in getting into it, I hope they hit you up and you can go
Yeah.
ahead and start branching out and getting that community involved, man. Like, cause
Let's
you're
do
crazy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You caught a buzz, man, when you told me that I should come back to Georgia. A lot of people asked me, like, you gonna lead a state? I was like,
hey,
man, so I'm gonna go wherever. So I got to
hey.
expand.
I gotta get you
So
up here because I got some guys up here. A kid named Tori. He plays at Buford. He's a wide
yep.
receiver. He's going to his senior year.
Okay.
He's really good. There's a lot of kids up here that you gotta come get some work with, man.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, it'd be cool to come back to Georgia. Because I know a lot of guys. I know I keep up with creators in Georgia, and I'm in a group chat with a couple guys. So
Okay.
just to go back home would be something surreal. I would love to go back and shoot my high school.
Oh,
Shout out
that'd
to
be
Paulding
dope.
County. You know what I'm saying? That'd
That'd
be
be dope.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I know one of the guys on the coaching staff. So I would love to give back to where it all started for me. So that'd be awesome. Come back to
Sure.
Georgia.
For sure. If you when you decide to, man, let me know. I'll definitely make
Yeah, I
sure I'm
got you.
available. You gotta get up here. But
Yeah,
man,
it probably this season. We'll talk.
hey,
We'll talk for sure.
let's go. Like I'm telling you, it's going. I'm ready. Oh, Caleb's up here. You
Yeah,
gotta come.
yeah, yeah. I told Caleb. I told him. I said if you beat Wheeler, I was gonna be at the state championship. He's like, oh yeah, for sure, I got you.
Ah,
So they came up a little short, but
yeah,
I actually talked to my boy. I think 2 days ago. He shoots for Georgia. I said, hey, Wheeler, Georgia. I mean Wheeler and Grayson. I'm in there because I know Coben and I know
yeah,
Caleb. And I was like, man, them guys supposed to be in Alabama doing it, but
yeah,
if they're not there, I'm gonna come to them. So I'm always gonna show out. So I'm gonna show up,
yeah,
go back up there and get back to my roots in Georgia and shoot those guys.
yeah. I mean, I'm excited for them, man. I'm excited to be
Gonna be
up here.
special.
Yeah, I told Caleb's mom, I was like, listen, I'm not missing no more games.
Yeah,
Hey, cause he hooping. But man, I appreciate you jumping on with me, man. Like,
I
I appreciate
appreciate
you
you, man.
making time for me. Like I said, keep doing what you're doing. Everybody's watching.
Yep.
Everybody's watching. Everybody's, taking, something from what you're doing.
Yeah, I
Whether it be
appreciate that.
inspiration to create or whether it be just inspiration to go harder. You're definitely doing a lot.
I appreciate that, man. I try to do me. Just try to, like I said, be a sports center community, man, and just make memories and inspire. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can hit me up. Like I said, I'm always with to help people. You know what I'm saying? People help me, so I'm not gonna, you know, I'm always gonna reach back and give back to my community and give back to people. So I'm here for it. I'm here for whoever.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna put your information in the description and everything, so anybody who needs it
Well,
can have it. We're gonna get you booked up this summer, all year long, man.
I appreciate it. Let's do it, man.
All
I
right, man. I
appreciate it a
appreciate
lot.
you. All right, man.
All right, man.
Good talking to you.
Yes, sir.